Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So I had typed into YouTube search bar story time, and I ended up finding this young lady who has given a pretty stereotypical story about a mother and the fact that she didn't know who her child's father was and the drama associated. Guys, this should be a very big warning. This is a PSA to all women. Please hear my words and believe them. Being a hoe, having a hoe phase benefits you in no way. Maybe if you're a prostitute and you're making actual money off of it, and there's still some complications. But if you're just having all these different sexual partners that are not your boyfriends, are not guys that are doing anything for you monetarily or anything at all other than just smashing you, it's not really a good thing.
And we was in the hospital for a week with her. He came to the hospital, I think one time, if that, I don't remember. But mind you, we had did a DNA test a few days before she ended up in the hospital. And I think he was more so waiting on the DNA test results before he would come, right? So when I got back to the house, I didn't notice anything was, going on. After all that commotion had happened and stuff, I'm not the type that's going to keep you away from your child. So I was like, you can still come see your child or whatever like that. And he came over one day and he had said the results should be back in tomorrow. And I was like, okay, the fuck? And because I really did not have any doubt. I really did. And it's crazy to say it or not. I had no doubt. My baby came out looking just like him. I never had no doubt. So I was sending him a picture and I was like, look at her looking just like you. And he sent me back a picture of the DNA test results saying, bitch, that wasn't my baby. You had put me through all this shit for all these months and these years, and you've been cheating on me. I never would think you would be that type of chick that would dog me or do me like that. I know I done some fucked up shit to you, but that's just not in your nature. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's really going on? So at this point, I didn't know what the fuck to say to him. I didn't know what. I kept telling him them documents was fake. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. So he told me, he was like, I'll stick it out with you, but I don't want nobody to know. And, I was shocked because I was in love with this nigga. Like, this was my nigga. Like, nobody could tell me about this nigga. This is my nigga, you know what I'm saying? But he was willing to stick it out for me. And she posted, that's why Jesse's not the father of that baby anyway. And she said another dude was that I hadn't slept with since fucking Halloween or whatever. So I was like, what the fuck? So he saw that and he was just like, he done. He couldn't be in a relationship with me no more. I was hurt because I just knew in my heart like we was gonna be together forever type shit. Okay.
Ooh. So basically she got outed that he wasn't even the baby's dad, and that's really embarrassing. People probably called him a simp. It's one thing to try to legitimize a family and be there for somebody, but if they just continually do you dirty, or if it's just too much to deal with at the end of the day, that's the decision that she made when she cheated on you, and didn't know who her father's was. And it's pretty shameful, actually. I mean, that's really sad. And she's just talking about it like it's nothing. Like, I was really hurt and da-da-da-da. Like, you probably crushed that guy's world too. Do you ever think about that? He bonded with you probably while you were pregnant, thinking that was his kid, feeling on your tummy, feeling those feeling the baby's kicks and all that. And then come to find out he's not even the dad. Do you ever stop to think about how hurt he probably was? Let's continue to listen to this selfishness.
Push came to shove. My mama like, okay, look, get out your phone. We got to find out who Kristen and Daddy is. So I told her the whole story, the rundown and everything, whatever. So I called Bama and I was like, you may be Christina's father. He wasn't on that shit. That nigga was like, bitch, I got my own family and you about to ruin my shit, what I got going on, woo. So me and him, we ended up doing a DNA test. And in the middle of doing this DNA test, his baby mama found out about me. Bad bitch, I don't want this nigga. Like, he was stalking me anyway. I didn't want this nigga. But if this is my daughter's father, he needs to be in her life. So the DNA test results came back. And
I'm sorry. It's just really distracting that you keep hearing that beeping sound. It's almost like we hear it at different volumes. So, it's like different rooms. They're all low on batteries. Like, ma'am, your smoke detector batteries need to be replaced. That's what that sound means. And they usually take a 9-volt battery. I'm just saying, you may want to look into that.
It was 0%. So I felt stupid. Okay, now let me slow down. When that shit said 0%, I was in denial again. Only reason why I was in denial because...
Okay, so I'm sorry. I was so distracted that I literally just missed that. So that's the second DNA test that she did. She had went through her phone apparently and tried to find a dad for that little girl. And the second guy, 0% as well.
I knew with best friend, no, it's one more person, I knew we used protection. And I knew I used protection with Bama too, but I know that I saw the condom and it did not break or nothing, but we did have sex 2 times that night. So I hit up best friend and I say, you know, I took a test with Jesse. It's not his. I took a test with Bama. It's not his. Like, you're the only one that could beat my baby's father. And honestly, I started questioning myself like, God damn, bitch, who else did you sleep with?
That is a really good question. And then how is it that you were in a whole relationship at the beginning? That guy turned out not to be the dad. She was hurt when he finally just broke it off. But it's like, how many guys did you sleep with in that period of time? And then how could you really have thought that you were going to be together with that dude forever and all that if you knew you were sleeping with all these other guys? Like, clearly you didn't care about your relationship at all. So she's for the streets. I'm sorry.
Like, I really did, because it was another guy, but it was like months down the road. Whatever. Well, it wasn't months down the road, it was like weeks. Look, I was scheming too, y'all. I don't act like I'm perfect. Fast forward up. Till Christina was 4 to 5 years old, I had been blowing this nigga up, sending him pictures every time I run into him, let him know like, hey, come see your daughter, take the DNA test. If you want to prove me wrong, take the DNA test. Every other nigga stepped up. Why your ass can't step the fuck up either? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm to the point where I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, step up, nigga. Like, take the motherfucking test. It was like,
you hear that cocky attitude?
Step the F up, step the F up.
Oh, you want him to step up after you've already had 2 dudes line up and get denied. He's probably thinking you're a hoe and he doesn't even need to do a DNA test because he probably doesn't think it's his either. This whole story makes me cringe. I'm sorry. It's just such a modern mess. Ugly filter with this weirdo sparkles on top of her head from this pink Barbie stuck, not even moving wig. It's just all bad. All bad.
Like, no, I don't want to do it, blah, yada, 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 yada. And next thing you know, I had to go through child support. So I went to child support to get the DNA test done or whatever. Did that. Put his ass on child support. And I was like, now you got to prove you right, or they're going to automatically put your ass up if you don't show. I knew he wasn't just not going to show. So he came and he got the paper in the mail, and he had to go to the police department to get the paper saying that he had to go to court for DNA tests. So he calls me. I'm living in South Carolina now. I'm a whole relationship. Bitch, I'm married now. So he calls me and was like, what we gonna do, man? Like, if this my baby, is you gonna put me on child support and all that stuff? I was like, bruh, that's what the letter's for. You're going on child support because, of course, you keep denying her. So if that's your baby, I need you to help me some way, somehow. So I called the child support people like, look, cough one time for yes, cough one time for no. So she was like, she's like, we're not supposed to do this, but congratulations. So bitch, I feel like I hit the lottery, because basically.
Did she really just say, I feel like I hit the lottery? Wow. That is so not cool. And I'm sorry, like, guys, you know what? I really do feel like men should be able to opt out of parenthood. Somebody just show up 4 or 5 years later talking about, here's your kid, and you didn't even know about this child. She was in a whole relationship with someone else. You should be able to just get out of that. Like, I'm so serious, because it's not fair. Like, it's not fair. Because I can put myself in a man's shoes mentally, and I could be like, wow, if I woke up and somebody that I just mess with, just on some fun stuff, came up 5 years later talking about some, you owe me money, I would be pissed. She's nasty. This whole situation's messy, and I feel really bad for the actual child's father. I feel bad that he has to be involved now with somebody that he was just playing around with when he was in town, and now she's got a kid, and I honestly think that sucks. And I would want nothing I would want nothing to do with that. Like, I would be like, oh man, this is messed up. I got a kid. Let's hear the rest because there's a little bit more.
My daughter knows who her daddy is. We're still talking and my daughter says one statement. So you're my daddy. I have a daddy that my mommy's married to and he's my stepdaddy, but you're my daddy. That's it. I guess that took his ass off the fucking charts. I get a phone call the next day. I posted a picture of him and her together and I was like very thankful that, you know, we got this situation, you know, hashed out. And now my baby knows who her father is, and it's making me emotional, y'all, because that was like a happy moment for me. And he had to ruin it. He was like, take that down. I'll decide when I want to, you know, introduce her to people. It's still people I got to explain shit to. You called my ex and told my ex that the baby is his. I was like, hold on. First of all, your ex is the one who gave me your address to make sure I put your ass on child support to make you take that DNA test. So while you up here trying to save face, bitch, she been knew what the fuck was going on.
So there are a lot of scandalous women involved in this situation. First of all, her. Second of all, the child support office that gave the dude a DNA test, they low-key told her with a cough that she, you know, he was really the dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty messed up. And then the fact that his ex told her where he lives so that he could even be served with the paperwork. Like, these women just conspired to ruin this man's life. I'm sorry. Like, I feel really bad for this guy. He should be able to be like, B-word, I didn't want you then and I don't want your kid now. I'm sorry. That's pretty harsh. But I just look at it as if I had a son, and if my son was playing around with some chick that he wasn't really trying to be with, and she was like the little whore of the neighborhood, and so abortion is questionable to me because she's the type of girl that's about this girl, her conversation, this whole story. It just doesn't sit right with me, not at all. But tell me what you guys think. Am I being harsh here, or is she really the type of chick that you need to avoid? All right, guys, let me know.